to the gourmands. Human flesh is not acceptable tender here. Reminder, any attempted 5-finger discounts will be reclaimed and paid for with said fingers. Previously owned loot for sale, mostly blood-free. This vendor unit is equipped with anti-theft measures. Don't get any ideas, chump. Caps available in exchange for pillaged loot. Pillaged loot. Available in exchange for caps. Vendor not responsible for your safety or the safety of goods purchased.
76ers? You guys are something else. You know, the world's kind of amazing, if you stop and take a look at it.
story next time I'm at the Wayward. Man, this day is full of surprises. First this darn vault door lands here, now you've come to collect it. Well, going by the number, I'd say this is from Vault 63. I can mark it on your map. If you do make your way down there, stay safe. I heard it's overrun with mole miners. And the ash heap itself is barely breathable without a mask. That aside, there's been a crazy storm brewing down that way. Doubt it's related, but I think I'll steer clear myself all the same. You bet. Safe travels. Hey there. I wouldn't get too close to that edge. You don't want to fall in. Trust me, I did that myself. Now this is gonna make for a great story next time I'm at the Wayward.
Someone there? I picked up a pretty big surge of activity on our sensors, but it went quiet all of a sudden. Well, obviously, that whole tunnel is infested with the Lost. The question is, what are you? Wait, are you telling me that you managed to wipe out all of the Lost yourself? I have so many questions. How? With what? And then actually... No, focus, Hilda. I could use... Very astute, but it's complicated. You're at the entrance to the vault, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. You'll see. Just need to meet up first. Perfect. The entrance area you're in now was once a high-speed rail system for transporting supplies to the rest of the vault. But as you can see, it's completely caved in. You'll have to walk to another entrance closer to the vault's atrium. It's just a quick trip over the hills to the south. Look for the entrance to the Shenandoah National Park. If you need a landmark, just keep walking toward that teeny tiny, giant, menacing storm in the sky. You'll find the entrance underneath the manor in the dead center of the park. And can't miss it. Good luck!
Get away! Oh, you aren't one of them. You scared me. I'm Craig from Foundation, and I think I'm the only one left. We saw the nasty weather kicking up down here and thought it'd be worth checking out. See if anyone needed help. Didn't make it far down the road before we got jumped by something. I panicked and ran. You're serious? Did you hear what I just told you? Well, better you than me, I suppose. Actually, if you're going out there anyway, would you mind doing me a favor? As you head down Skyline Drive, Could you check if there are any signs of what happened to my friends? A trail, a body, personal effects. Anything I could use to find them or report back at Foundation? Who knows? Maybe even a survivor. Not asking you to do much, just to drop a flare nearby. I can investigate them once the storm calms down a bit. Thank you so much. Anyway, just take the flares. If you happen upon anything or anyone, just drop one. And if you come back after, I'll make it worth your while. And watch out for those things. They may look like ghouls, but they're not. And they're not friendly. What am I gonna do if those things come back? What am I gonna do if those things come back? What am I gonna do if those things come back?
here's the situation. You need to get into the vault. I need to get out. This door isn't intended for easy access, so it'll require joint authorization from both sides to open. I'm on this side and authorized. You're on that side and not authorized. But no worries. I've got a plan. All of the Lost were once members of the Vault and should have authorization. You just need to get a hold of a hand and scan it. Easy peasy. That's right. Just scan the hand once you've got it. I'll be on standby. Promise. Time's a ticking. Chop, chop. Ooh, anyway, I gotta run, but I'll be back. Scan a hand. Bye!
Good, you're here, and you're not lost, I assume. If you are, say so, because that would be a major... Ah, good! Well, bit of a downer, actually. Got my hopes up for a second, but I digress. Anyway, I'm Hilda Stoltz. Hi. I'm head of the organic sector, which is exactly where I'm about to run off to. But don't worry, my Uncle Hugo is very eager to meet you. Just down the hall, in the Overseer's office, as he is the Overseer. Oh, and I've disabled the two-step lock, so coming and going should be easier now. Anyway, like I said, Uncle Hugo, down the hall. Toodaloo!
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
Willkommen. Bitte komm rein. My niece told me to expect you. And do not mind my appearance. I can assure you I mean no harm. Can the same be said of you, though, outsider? Do you intend to harm us? You don't say. Do I act as one, though? No, I thought not. Where are my manners? I did not mean to be so standoffish. You are a most welcome guest here. I cannot be too careful. It has been a long time since we've spoken with anyone from the surface. Ah, fascinating. Is that the faint clicking of a Pip-Boy I hear? How grand. A colleague from another paradise below the ground. Vault 76, I take it? What a pleasant surprise. Oh, don't be silly. You certainly aren't from any of the others nearby. There's no need to be coy. I think we can both gather why I'd come to such a conclusion. Wunderbar. Kismet even. We are having fun now, aren't we? Listen, my new friend. Regardless of what pretenses my dear niece may have brought you here with, I believe I can repay you for your effort. No catch. Just... opportunity. As you may have ventured to guess on your trip here, our beloved Shenandoah has seen better days. Less stormy days. I'm in the midst of trying to get this under control, but our vault is still in a bit of a state of shock. If you'd be willing to engage in a bit of freelance work, I'm sure I can provide plenty of payment in kind. Ha! As they say, lies have short legs, no? Rest assured, you'll see this is quite the legitimate operation we have here. Perhaps I should introduce myself to assuage any hesitation you have. I am Hugo Stolz, overseer of Vault 63, yes, but also a principled man of business from the world of yore. Founder and CEO of Stolz Enterprises, respected member of Vault-Tech's board of directors, and overall international man of mystery. Allow me to formally welcome you to Vault 63 as our, let's say, outside consultant. Yes, that'll do perfectly.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
In words, no. But I could feel your heart leap at the promise of our joint triumphs to come. You cannot hide these things from me, I'm afraid. No, I'm sure you have many questions. I would expect no less, but I promise your first task will help you answer much. Speak with our Chief of Security, James T. Oberlin, and fetch me his latest situation report. I'd like to have him vet you a bit before we proceed any further. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer questions for you about our current predicament while you're at it. So curious. I love your enthusiasm. I knew I was right about you. Go on, then.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression. You reckon that storm's gonna get worse or better? Ah, the one from outside. How's the storm? Hey there.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce
Are there
this place
any like us out there? You know, the skin.
up. Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got a system, and it works, damn it.
Looking at someone?
Wow. Your skin isn't split at all.
What brings you back?
As if things weren't bad enough. Now I have to keep an eye on an outsider. Been expecting you. Hopefully Daniel will report in soon. James T. Oberlin, Chief of Security, Vault 63. Formerly United States Army. Ordinarily, an outsider would report directly to the security offices. But as you've seen, Mr. Stoltz isn't fond of ordinary. How exactly did you end up on our doorstep, outsider? And yet you ended up here. That's good. Means you can follow orders. I say jump, you say how high. Well, considering I'm entirely lacking any sort of credentials or background on you, perhaps you can fill me in on your history. You do seem fit to fight, at least. But that's not really an answer to my question. I won't fault you for a lie by omission, though. You seem eager and able enough. I've already been made aware that you're a dweller from Vault 76. Mr. Stoltz buzzed me ahead of your arrival and filled me in on the situation. Sorry for the test, but wanted to see how you'd present yourself. I appreciate your attempt to take this seriously, but I won't say I don't have my doubts. Let's see how this plays out, though. Here's my status report for Mr. Stoltz. You're dismissed, unless you have other questions.
What if we go back to the surface?
Fine. It's only fair that you're briefed on our situation.
You know, condition.
63's This left our population exposed to extreme levels. Those of us that survived the exposure ended up... But working with us so-called ghouls won't be a problem. Understood. Good. Been expecting you. Been expecting you.
You should have arrived a few years back. The old vault sure was something. You know, before the accidents.
James T. Oberlin, Chief of Security, Vault 63. Formerly United States Army. Ordinarily, an outsider would report directly to the security offices. But as you've seen, Mr. Stoltz isn't fond of ordinary. How exactly did you end up on our doorstep, outsider? And you were able to dispose of them? Interesting. Must mean you have some comment. I won't fault you for a lie by omission, though. You see, I've already been made aware that you're a dweller. Mr. Stoltz buzzed me ahead of your arrival. Sorry for the test, but wanted to... I appreciate your attempt. Here's my status report. Fine. Our facility houses... However, a recent event has led to its reactivation. With that, we have the storm, along with other unexpected outcomes. One of our top priorities is bringing it back under our control.
Seeing someone do so much good around here, it's refreshing.
A number. An earthquake for one. A series of unidentified electromagnetic events for another. When the earthquake hit and the storm took shape, we were informed of a surge of energy near the proper entrance to the vault, back up north. This likely resulted in the security door being propelled some great distance. Interesting. Were these different times, I'd be tempted to weaponize such a thing. Yes, significant damage to the tram tunnels that once connected the various research sectors of this vault. Additionally, damage to the manor grounds directly above have caused some structural integrity issues with the atrium. Perhaps most concerning, though, is the various exposed entrances to the vault spread throughout the region. This has led to an increase in the number of lost now on the surface, which isn't good for anyone involved.
There was a landslide around the mansion?
Very well.
I wonder how that happened.
Our former friends, family, neighbors. An accident some decade back led to their creation. Their condition is irreversible. Beyond that, I'll leave it to Mr. Stoltz's discretion on further detail. Just know, they will kill you on sight without mercy. Communication is impossible. Do not hesitate to strike first. Fine. We believe they possess the ability to channel electricity from the storm, though we're still not sure how. Perhaps consider rubber gloves next time you want to shake their hands. Again, the rest is classified. That is correct to a degree. Mr. Stoltz had been afflicted during the same accident that created the Lost. However, he retains his sanity and his ability to communicate. Well, retain sanity is perhaps...
What if we go back
Actually,
to the surface?
I apologize. This isn't water cooler gossip. I believe I've answered your question. Mr. Stoltz can explain the rest. That's fine. What is it? Hopefully Daniel will report in soon. Hopefully Daniel will report in soon.
You reckon that storm is gonna get worse?
I'm expecting you.
Better.
James T. Oberlin, Chief of Security, Vault 63. Formerly United States. Ordinarily an... How exactly did you end up on our doorstep Mr. Stoltz buzzed me ahead of your arrival. Sorry for the test, but I appreciate your... Here's my status. Is there a reason you're loitering in my office?
Don't you go starting any trouble around here. Keep it civil. Vault 63 has lasted this long. No reason.
Right. Good. Stoltz. Act like it. Be proud of it.
These jumpsuits don't leave much room.
Ah, you've returned. I've just been thinking on some things. Yes, that. Don't worry about that now. I have a question for you. Tell me, are we our brains? Yes, precisely. But is that not just scratching the surface? Consciousness, perception, encoding and the formation of memories. To take the observable world and sculpt from it a translation of ourselves, of others. And in the eyes of others, how many versions of us exist? Of course. We've only just met. I apologize. You have the spirit of an old friend about you. I've forgotten there's much new ground to tread between us. I may have failed to mention this before, but I am or was blind. Born that way. After the incident that left me in this state, I became able to truly see the world. Well, perhaps it's more accurate to say, I feel the world. Pulses of electricity, waves bending and refracting, gentle hums of life vibrating shapes into being. This world I see, I share it with the lost. I live as they do, yet I remain myself. Perhaps more myself than I was before. But others were lost to it, and to us. Friends, colleagues, loved ones. When they witness this world, they're minded... Well, I suppose I cannot explain what their mind perceives, just as one could never explain sight to me before. We have been trying to learn why this connection was permanently severed between us. Desperately so. A scientist, are you? Just like my Audrey and little Hilda. We are unsure of why, but we suspect that my condition may have mutated differently than others. Perhaps it was my proximity to... Oh, never mind, B. This sort of talk is dreadfully boring. All of this is to say we need your help, my friend. There are many problems at our feet, and you are uniquely equipped to help us. Do not sell yourself short. You are clearly skilled in combat, seasoned by the world above, and knowledgeable on vaults. You're going to face a variety of challenges in future tasks, but I'm confident we've found the person for the job. And pay we will. Let's discuss next steps. There's 2 sets of investigations I'd have you undertake. Your new friend Oberlin can fill you in on one, and I'd be happy to walk you through the other. Take a moment to relax and process. Speak with either of us when you're ready to hear the details. And once again, I cannot contain my excitement in having you on board. Willkommen im Team, mein Freund.
Life is no pony farm. Wants to know us because of our, you know.
So, shall we begin? There are some tasks that I'm unequipped to handle myself, and I need your assistance. Well, as you can see, I cannot. Or at least not in the same way you see the world. More precisely, while I can navigate just fine, there are a number of optical challenges that my condition does not account for. Normally, I would have someone assist me with that, but, well, we are getting ahead of ourselves. So, shall we begin? Excellent. As you've hopefully been made aware by now, the source of the weather phenomenon outside is a device that is under our control. Or rather, the lack thereof. Control, that is. In order to solve this error, we'll need to acquire the weather machine's blueprints. They are in the wall safe just over there. I've been known to be a bit creative with resources in the past, but I am not that wasteful. The safe can only be opened with a key that my beloved wife Cassie has chosen to hide in a very secure location. So secure that only she knows where it is. This is problematic, as she has been unwell and unresponsive for quite some time. That said, she was a diligent note-keeper. I'm certain you could find out where she moved the key to if you were to search through her notes. You should find them all in our room upstairs. It is unlocked, so you should be able to just walk in. With my condition as it is, I'm unable to do this myself, and thus, my new friend, the task falls to you.
Science, and discoveries, and news. Screw it. Don't you? I miss how it was before.
Around here. We got a system, and it works, damn it.
There was another copy, but I don't even want to get started, to be honest. Intellectual property can be so tricky to keep locked away. Perhaps chasing down the problem is something we could look into another day. For today, the safe is our solution. You will? Oh, wie wunderbar. Best of luck. I could use some help over here.
Don't have a workforce as spruce as Dustin.
There was a landslide around the mansion. I wonder how that happened.
I miss research, science, and discoveries, and news. I miss how it was before. The new animals out there, any of them good for you?
Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got a system and it works, damn it. These jumpsuits don't leave much room for expression.
the hell are you doing in here? Get your filthy hands off her!
Very well. But I'm sure you wouldn't appreciate a stranger manhandling your spouse. This arrangement is in her best interest. I apologize. Truly. I'm just very protective of her, you know? She is my other half, and life is just not complete without her. Of course she has the key herself. I should have known. Apologies for the confusion. I often forget just how unusual my situation has become. I was born blind, and lived that way even after becoming a ghoul, as you put it. However, as I've mentioned, an accident at this facility altered me, not unlike the lost that wander the surface. I see the world in pulses, wavelengths, a universe of violent synaptic connections, carving out and outlining every object and person. Navigation is trivial for me now. I was able to speak to the lost. I imagine this vision is a curse, a terrifying cataractous cloud that distorts their world. Needless to say, I don't find myself bumping into things while getting around the vault anymore. Yes, very well. If you would excuse me, I would like a moment with my wife. Come find me when you have the blueprints. Well? Of course. To shelter humanity for a new tomorrow, I would advise you not to speculate any further. What is it they say? It's all about who you know? In my case, that would be my position and connections are both expansive and unique. Is it such a surprise? In case you hadn't noticed yet, we used to move in high places and were very influential people. Getting on the board was inevitable. Creating a seat as an overseer, I had a way with money, but Cassidy, she had a way with people. Oh, I wish you could have seen her. They danced for her like a puppet on a string. Of course, the smell of money will always be the best conversation starter, but it takes true talent to earn true, unending trust. Oh, Fatale, I got carried away there. Another topic. Go on, then. Great vision can often be at odds with... It's hard to say how things would have been different if we'd finished when the bombs fell. To see my dreams come to fruition. Oh, but to dwell over what-ifs will bring you nowhere. So we shall move forward with what we have. All a part of my grand plan. I wanted a vault that wasn't just about preserving the past, but continuing to build a new future. Climate control, increased life expectancy, and the deadliest weapons to ward off would-be survivors of the apocalypse. This fell through once we were afflicted with this ghoul phenomenon, with radiation and illness no longer seeming to be a concerning factor. Then much of our research became focused on improving our new standards of life, and preservation against the feral affliction. But I tire of retracing the past. Our priorities have continued to evolve along with the dangers of the world above. Of course. Oh, this is the good bit. What's... family business. This business goes a long way. It was absolutely out of question to ever do anything but this. Mein Vater was a very intelligent man. He taught me everything I needed to take over, and I'd like to believe that I haven't let him down. I wouldn't say I'm quite lost. A new condition has granted me a way to see, though, which has been a big change, but certainly one I've welcomed. The world I live in now has made me stronger, I venture to guess the Lost above have also grown in power, but simply lack direction. Well, business, of course. My position on the Vault-Tec board required a permanent move as things escalated. I'd frequented this country many times, of course. This is how I met my Cassie. Perhaps the best summary of what brought me here is... interesting? It's far more than that. It is powerful, a privilege to carry this name. It means pride, and pride we have. Of course. Auf Wiedersehen.
Shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
I'm tired of all the red tape and security checks just to get us research.
And science. And discoveries. And no...
Supplies are starting.